And ladies and gentlemen, we are back with episode 2 of Japan Time, your podcast for Smash Brothers analysis and announcements. So, first off, thank you guys for listening so much to last week's episode. That was a huge success. I did not expect that. I don't think any of us expected that. But before I get into any more details about like who's here, I'm just going to introduce everybody because last week was a mess. This week we have Shofu, aka Hydro Pump Sirac. We have Ike, a.k.a. Ricky Cocaine, which apparently a lot of you guys like that nickname, so we're just going to keep it. Great. And then Zeph, a.k.a. It's Just Me. So you've got no nickname because he's Zeph. All right. So, so before we get started, is there anything that like popped out at you guys that I didn't put in the show notes that you just want to discuss right off the bat? Because we got a lot, surprisingly, to talk about, but none of it has to do with the dojo because there was like no information there.
Thank you. That's what I want to talk about, if nothing else. How he's basically just holding on to everything, unlike when he released Brawl. Like the dojo was updated like, every freaking day with something brand new, and now it just sucks. It's just
they're doing it again, man. As a Pokemon player, I've had enough of this.
Well, what happened with that Pokemon news even today? There was like I was at that Street Pass Chicago event. Today? Yeah, apparently, and people were like, "Oh yeah, they're gonna announce something Pokemon related," and I'm like, "What could that possibly be?" There's no characters, there's nothing else. Like,
well,
I'm so tired of this.
He said Sunday, but it's almost Sunday in Japan, I think.
So well, by the time we're recording this Saturday night, so like it would have to be now is when Pokemon Sunday would be on. So
yeah,
I don't know, man. It's weird. I don't care. We're getting off topic.
Yeah.
So
no. The only reason I brought up the Pokemon thing is because I'm tired of this, man. Like. They're leaking it out so slowly. I can't live like this.
Well, there's going to be something soon. Like Gamescom's coming up. TGS is coming up. They always have like a Nintendo Direct before TGS, and I'm sure there'll probably be like another big, huge trailer before the end of the year. So there's at least 3 things where there's probably going to be a new character shown. There's probably going to be a lot of data and a lot of like things that they're going to be talking about. I mean, this week really in news, it's all like playing catch up with the interviews that happened during E3 week. I mean, literally all the stuff in news is all playing catch up. And I mean, there's a lot of interesting stuff there, but yeah, man, I'm not a big fan of this leak it out 1 screenshot per day thing either, but oh well.
My soul's being drained slowly.
I know. All right, well, I'll go through them really quick then for you guys who are listening. And then Shofu, I guess while you're editing, you could throw the pictures up that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, all right. So Monday, the first Monday he showed a screenshot of Battlefield on 3DS. So, looked good. Nothing out of the ordinary. Tuesday, he showed Fox versus Mario. And Fox is doing some, like, weird suplex move. I don't know what... Do you guys know if that's, like, a new move? Or is
it looks like when...
like the end of...
It looks like the end of the Firefox, yeah, when he falls down.
So that's just his falling animation?
I think so.
That's a special fall.
That's what I assumed, but people were talking about it, so I was just going to point it out. All right, so Wednesday, there is a pretty clear screenshot of Pitt using the upper dash arm, which the more I look at it, I know last week we were talking about it being his new side B. I think that's his running A.
Yeah, that might be his dash attack.
I think that's his dash, yeah. The more I see it, like, you could see the screenshot, but, like, it looks like he's in the middle of, like, dashing or in the middle of running, and I don't think the little, like, dash... puff of smoke thing or whatever is used during like any special moves.
What was his? Oh well, I think it might be his.
I think that's his side B because his side B in Brawl.
The side B in Brawl wasn't anything iconic anyway.
Yeah, it was useless.
Right. I mean, maybe that's something else that we haven't even seen yet. So he's trickling this stuff out slow. So maybe it's something we haven't seen yet.
I'm pretty sure that's going to be a speed move though, because his side B in Brawl is completely worthless. Like, there's no point in using it.
Right. Well, the only reason I was thinking dash too is because his dash attack in Brawl is like a shorter version of his B side. It's like that thing where he has the 2 swords. I don't know. All right. So Thursday, he showed a picture. This is what we're talking about, dripping it out. He showed a picture of the villager jumping. That was the whole picture.
That's the type of stuff I'm talking about.
It was like I was like, "Hello, what is this?" It's literally a picture of the villager jumping on Smashville, and it's not even like the new stage Smashville that they showed earlier with like City Folk stuff. This is like the Brawl stage Smashville. So, all right, nothing. And then that Friday was the first clear screenshot of the Spirit Track stage, which looks good, but that is not competitively viable at all. Like, I mean, it looks like the in Hyrule, the little cave area. It looks like that, but it's just the whole stage, and you're inside train cars. So I am pretty sure none of us will be playing that stage, but it's cool they included it. So next week, I'm trying to fly through these. Next week, they showed Villager face planting. So if Black Balestos was here, he'd be happy about that because he hates the Villager.
Yeah.
And he's a loser for not being here. I have that on the record right now. Tuesday, calling him out. Tuesday, they showed a picture of Link doing his up B, but we talked about that last week, about how it's multi-hit now. But apparently there's like a new effect on it. So do you guys know what this is? People were talking about there's like a new effect on the up B. It's blue.
Might just be the animation. That's what I think, because they changed the the effects for smash attacks and tilts, so it just might be something new.
Well, the interesting thing though is that it's the effect, even if it is the animation, the effect's blue, which is basically what was shown on all of the concept art stuff for Skyward Sword. So do you think his moveset is going to really change? Like, we haven't really seen a lot of his moveset.
Well, Link doesn't have many, like, aside from his items, he doesn't have much, like, aerial attacks, so I don't think a lot is going to change from anything but his specials.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. Do you think his specials might change?
Yeah, probably. It's just going to be like the updated boomerang, if there is one. I didn't play Skyward Sword. Updated arrow and stuff like that. I
think you said the boomerang thing. They'll probably replace that with the beetle. There was like the beetle item in Skyward Sword.
Oh, I never played that.
You could control that though. Like how they gonna let you control it in
I think the boomerang is gonna stay just because that's like
pretty iconic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. They cut Mario's down B. I mean, that wasn't iconic, but then it became iconic with Galaxy, and now they're keeping the Flood, and they're not doing a remake.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was.
I don't know what that was about. So, all right. So maybe yes or no. We're sort of like mixed on the Beetle thing. All right. So then Wednesday again, dripping out this information. They showed this. This is like almost made me furious. I could not believe this is what they did. So the picture is of a gyroid in the background of Smashville. So it's not even a picture of a character. It's a picture of one segment of the stage that is like it's not even like a hazard. It's not even like a hazard they added. It's just a background image. Oh my lord. So, all right.
Yeah, Shofu linked me that and he said, "What am I supposed to do with this?"
And then Thursday was the pick. This was actually kind of a cool picture. I'm not gonna lie. This was Link fighting Pikachu and Fox, and it looks. I mean, the Pikachu dodge animation is clearly the same one as the one in Brawl and the one in Melee. It just looks cooler because it's the new character model. Mm-hmm. And then it looks like Fox's new move had not new move, but I mean it has a new effect added to it too, which is I'm sure the same stuff we talked about last week. Which is like 2 weeks ago, I guess, that like Street Fighter effect where now every attack has a line to it, which is cool. And then Friday, which was the last picture, I don't even like want to discuss what people were talking about with this, but I just listed this on the show notes as Mario and Wii Fit Girl not safe for work. So
they're just jumping. I don't see any problem.
Yeah, it looked like a synchronized jump.
Clearly, that is not what the weirdos on Tumblr thought. Because
Mario's trying to get fit.
People on the internet try too hard with the jokes, man.
Yeah. They do. I think either they try too hard or they're just like weird and perverted and wrong.
It's a combination.
Young.
It's like all of the fans that are listening. No, okay. I'm All right, so let's get on topics. So we have a couple big topics this week, but the first one I want to talk about with you guys is the Polygon interview. So this came out 2 weeks ago. Polygon had an interview with Sakurai at E3, where basically Sakurai was talking about character selection and how it stresses him out. You guys want me to just read the quote?
I saw it already. The point of death, right? That one.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, I'll read it though, just for our listeners. So Sakurai quoted when he was talking about character selection. He said, "The amount of stress I feel, it's almost to the brink of death, because it's not a matter of me personally thinking these characters or that character is going to be in the game. It's that we also have game balance." Hello, we will talk about that earlier. Earlier. Hello. So we'll also have game balance, animation, graphics, and sound to think about in order to make that character fully fleshed out in that universe. I have to think about all of that when I go through this decision-making process. A Smash game is defined by the characters on its roster, and without the inclusion of Mario, Kirby, Samus, or Link, some might say it wouldn't be a Smash Brothers. But sidetrack, I don't think any of us think those characters were ever going to get cut in the first place, so that was a weird thing to say. back to what Sakurai said, he said it might not be Smash Brothers without those characters. That's what defines the core of Smash Brothers, and it varies from player to player. Whether it's a minor character or a character that's one of the most highly skilled and most played Meta Knight, if that character is removed from the game, the people who live for that character in Smash Brothers are going to have their feelings hurt. I think we really have to consider that, so I take a very serious, hard look at that and have empathy for the players who look for these type of characters when we're making decisions. So,
and that's where he went wrong. Feelings. 2013. 2014.
Nobody got time for that.
So, like, what do you? Because honestly, now it's been confirmed that there will probably be roster cuts. That's something he mentioned in a later interview, and that's something he definitely hints at this part too. So it's now confirmed there will be roster cuts. They just don't have the development time for it. So first off, who do you guys think is going to get cut? Who do you want to see cut? And are there characters that you guys think will probably get cut, but you don't want to see cut?
Let's see.
So Shofu, you start.
I don't know. I'm about to bring up the Raw roster because I can't remember it off the top of my head. All right.
Oh, that's so smart.
Let's see. Who's getting cut? Rob's. Nah. Wait. Toon Link is gone.
Put the link up.
It's just a picture. It's just a picture, dog.
You just go on Google. All you guys listening, go on Google.
All right. Toon Link is gone. Lucas is gone. Pokemon Trainer's probably gone.
No, man. No.
I think they're just gonna bring different Pokemon. They're not gonna have that character anymore. I don't think so.
Well, you said
nobody gives a damn about him. He's not even a real character. Who is he? He's a random ass trainer.
The thing about Pokemon Trainer though that's weird is that sort of goes into what he was talking about. I think it was the Kotaku interview. I'm not sure, but in one of them, Sakurai called out specifically that he's having a hard time putting Ice Climbers on the 3DS one.
Yeah.
As he said, the 3DS is sputtering or whatever, and that it's not able to have all those characters on the screen at the same time.
Hopefully they get eliminated.
No. See, that's the thing. I don't think any character that's been in 2 games already is going to be gone.
Right, and that's how I feel.
Oh, no, Roy wasn't in 2 games.
But Roy is garbage. He was replaced.
No, he wasn't in 2 games, which is what I was saying. That's about to bring him up.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think any character...
Keitaro said Jigglypuff wasn't going to make it in Brawl.
Yeah,
she was put
but there she is right there.
And there's no way in a million years.
Yeah, that's 3 games. There's no way.
And on top of that, since then, I think it was announced right as we did the last one, but since then it has been confirmed again that Jigglypuff is a fairy type. So I guarantee you, unless Mewtwo's new form is half fairy type, there's no way they're not going to include Jigglypuff. She's already part of the original 12, and on top of that, she's a fairy type. So that's perfect advertisement for the new games.
I feel like they would do better though if they just replaced Jigglypuff entirely. I'm tired of seeing it. I don't know what its agenda is, and I don't care. I never pick them.
Not in the game, but Jigglypuff. I mean, it just sucks. It's Jigglypuff. Who cares?
I think that's why.
Put it in a Pokeball.
But in Melee, it's broken.
Yeah.
The thing about Jigglypuff, though, as opposed to the other Pokemon, is that she really is, like you guys just mentioned, this side character. She's not she was popular in the anime when the first Smash came out, and then for some reason she stayed in Melee because people just thought she was the best joke character you could have thought of, and then she ended up being amazing in Melee, and people were like, "What the hell?" And then Brawl came around and they nerfed her into this garbage mess that she is now. And now we're stuck with this puffball that's not very competitively viable, but is now really ingrained in the culture of Smash Brothers. So even though she's not an important Pokemon, I cannot see them ever cutting Jigglypuff. Yeah, exactly. I think she's original 12. No way she's going anywhere.
Lucario and Pokemon Trainer are gone though for sure.
Yeah,
from the Pokemon side, I think.
I'm gonna agree with you on the Pokemon Trainer thing because I think Pokemon Trainer is one of those multi-tiered character kind of things that maybe the screen would sputter or the animation would be weird. I know it's technically a transforming character.
You think that's why he's getting cut?
I do. Because
you have cut because he's nameless. Who is he? He's a guy.
He's supposed to be red.
I mean,
but
he's
clearly red. Yeah.
I mean, but I don't think anybody would care if he was gone.
No, not really.
But he brought Charizard in there.
Yeah, so that's really what I was gonna bring up. It's literally exact. Charizard is iconic. People, Ivysaur, I'm sorry, but you don't need to be in Smash. And Squirtle, people but Squirtle could be a separate character. You put the glasses on him, like Ash's Squirtle, and you're good to go. But Charizard, of those 3, deserves a spot.
Why don't they just put Charizard instead of Pokemon Trainer then?
People are, if they just put in Charizard. Wait, what?
Nothing.
Oh, what's you saying?
Hey, they did that. That's kind of revolutionary too, with the 3-character in one type thing. That's pretty crazy. I mean, not
Yeah,
really, because
that's new.
Zeke and Zelda. Well, I said Zeke and Zelda, Zelda and Sheik. I mean, it's not. Never mind. It's not really that amazing. Yeah, Pokemon Trainer's gone. He's wet.
All right. So we think Trainer's gone. All right.
I got
So
Snake's
who
gone.
else is getting cut? I'm looking at this roster right now, and the one that nobody mentioned yet, which shocks me. I'm like, I can't believe you guys haven't mentioned him yet. Is Snake? Snake
He's
is
gone.
gone.
I don't want him to
Sonic's
be
gone.
gone. I don't think Sonic will be gone.
Sonic is not gone. Hello?
I think
I have a feeling he's gonna go.
Nah, because people will be pissed if Sonic's gone because they want other Sonic characters in the game.
You want more?
I need Knuckles or Shadow. I
don't need any of those
Where's
abominations.
Big
in
the
my
Cat?
fighting game.
That's
Get
what
out
I
of here!
Get out
Big the Cat.
of here, man. Saying Big the Cat. I do
Look.
not need Big the Cat on the stage going, Froggy! That's like the last thing. Don't even make him an assist trophy. You brought that up, like, Shofu, edit that out of the podcast. Like, do not even mention Big the Cat. Like, I don't want to see any of Sonic's extra friends. I don't want to see Blaze the Cat. I don't want to see Silver. I don't want to see Metal Sonic. If Metal Sonic would be cool if he's an alt costume, but, like, I do not need any of... Maybe Dr. Eggman, maybe, but, like, he could be a boss in Adventure Mode or something.
Nah, man, they gotta have Knuckles or Shadow. Maybe even See, they're gonna put Tails in there, and it's gonna piss me off because nobody cares.
Tails is gonna be an assist trophy. I feel it.
They're gonna put Amy in there and just piss me off so much.
Oh my god.
I think
Knuckles would be sick.
That's off topic of what we're talking about right now, though.
What?
We were talking about Sonic, but I just said, because I was looking at the roster, I said Lucas is gonna get cut.
Yeah, I said that too. I think he's gonna get cut.
Because I know Marth technically wasn't in Melee. He wasn't in an English game. And Lucas isn't in an English game to this day. So
the thing about Lucas that
he's dope. Yes.
I like Lucas, but that's not what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, like, Lucas basically represents Mother 3, and that's a franchise that, like, of all the franchises in Smash Brothers, of all the people, like, maybe except for Pokemon, like, the fan base of Earthbound is so strong.
Yeah.
The people who like Earthbound love Earthbound. People will buy, like, Starman.net have sections of their site dedicated to Smash Brothers because of the fact that it references so much Earthbound stuff. And, like, Ness obviously is not going anywhere. I think we could all agree that. Like, Ness is safe. He's original 12. He's Earthbound. He's safe. So the people who are saying Lucas is going to stay and Ness is going to go, you're crazy. Go, you're crazy. And
Did you see how much rage was going on in the comments section when we?
Oh
yeah.
God.
When we said Ness was garbage or whatnot.
They were going insane.
That's gonna have to do
See,
with that's a terrible character.
that's the reason Black Bass isn't on the show. So you guys asked for him to be taken off because he's garbage, and that's why he's not here. It's because you don't want him here.
It's not even about the fact that he's like. I love Ness. Ness is cool. I love him.
Yeah.
I'm talking about competitive. We were talking about competitively. He's bad. Like, but I don't think people that don't play competitively don't understand what we're talking about.
See, I think
the thing here.
I think Ness can be good, but I mean that's a discussion for, I think we're going to talk about the buffs and, like, nerfs and balance stuff later in this episode. So, like, I'm going to save what I was going to say for that. But back to still what we were talking about with Earthbound is that the fan base is so strong that if they do cut Lucas, I still would not be surprised if he replaces him with someone that's also from Earthbound but is, like, a completely different character.
Yeah.
Like, maybe Klaus. Like, people mentioned Klaus.
He'd be like
Spoiler alert, by the way, if you haven't played Mother 3, you know what, it's too late at this point, so you're going to know Klaus is Masked Man. But, I mean, like, I think that would be a cool character
sword
inclusion.
fighter kind of character.
Yeah. And not necessarily, I mean, because we have sword fighters. I was going to say we don't have a lot of light, small sword fighters, and then I went, oh, right, Meta Knight. Segue, by the way, do you guys think Meta Knight's going to get cut?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, get him out. Get him out.
Nah,
Wait, hello?
he wants him to be cut. I don't think you. Oh, can we talk about characters we want to be cut?
Yes, right now. Let's talk
All
about
right, Olimar, he's got to go. Bob, nope, he's got to go.
What?
Who are they got to keep Pikmin in there somehow.
No. I know that. I said I want him to be gone. He's got to go. He's got to go.
No. I know where you're coming from in terms of, like, the way the character works, but I think a Pikmin rep is, like, a guarantee. There's no way,
I know
especially
that,
with Pikmin 3 coming out right
That's
now.
why I didn't say anything when we were talking about characters we think are going to be gone.
Yeah.
But
if I say who I
he's
want
got to
gone.
go. He's got to go. He's got to go, Bob. Nope.
If I say who's gonna be, if I say who I want to be gone,
Don't do it. Don't do it.
some souls.
Do
are
it.
gonna
Do it. Be the
destroyed.
new target. Come on, say it.
Okay. Ganondorf needs to get out.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
done.
Rob
God,
needs to
You're
get
done.
out.
Your reputation here is gone.
DDD needs to get out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay.
Lucario and Pokemon Trainer.
Yep.
Game and Watch.
Whoa,
And
there
whoa,
it is!
whoa, there it is. Hello.
I
I was
hate
like-
half the cast apparently. I didn't know.
Okay, first off, Game & Watch, like you can vouch for me. Game & Watch is my boy next to Lucario. So like they
Yeah.
cut Game & Watch, I am left to
hell to
dry. I'm left with having to main the villager because like Game & Watch is my and there's no way. First off, there's no way Game & Watch is getting cut.
Yeah.
Not in a million. I know you want him to be cut, and people think he's gonna get cut, but there's no way. No way.
He's not gonna get cut.
Over Jigglypuff, I thought Game & Watch was the funny secret character in the game or whatever. Like Jigglypuff was, whatever. She's always been there. But like Game & Watch, when I unlocked that as the final character, I was pretty pissed. I
You
was
were mad
angry.
about that during Melee?
Well, yeah, because I thought it was, I had unlocked Marth. I didn't know who Marth was. I was like, oh my gosh, they just keep getting more Japanese and awesome. And then Game & Watch came, and I was like, what is this thing?
Yeah, I just got done unlocking Mewtwo, and then I get Game and Watch. I don't know how to feel about that.
See, at the time, I remember this is like awful, but I mean, at the time, dating myself too. But like, I was 11 years old when Melee came out, so it was 2001. So I think a lot of us were 11 years old, and or at least people listening to this. And I remember going to my local Toys R Us before I had a GameCube because I knew I was getting one for Christmas, but I wanted to know who was in the next Smash. So I went to my local Toys R Us and I looked in the player's guide section and I looked at all the unlockable characters. And I remember like 11-year-old me saw Mewtwo and almost started crying. Like almost started crying. Like, I can't believe this Mewtwo's in. And then Falco, I freaked. When I was a kid, I was like, you got Falco and Mewtwo in here, I'm good to go. But I remember seeing Game & Watch and not having a clue what he was from.
Exactly.
Not knowing his series. But when I researched it, I think Game & Watch, segue sort of into the next thing we're going to talk about, is the same reason that Rob isn't going anywhere. I think Game & Watch and Rob, especially because... No, hold on. Hear me out.
Just
Hear
because
me
they're
out,
ingrained.
nah.
Are you going to say something like they're ingrained into the history of Nintendo?
Yes, that's not what I was going to say.
I don't think that applies to Rob. I mean, obviously it applies to Rob, but I don't
Rob
think...
is the reason Nintendo exists right now. The
That's-
reason there's a system is because the reason we are playing Nintendo games on a system made by Nintendo is because of Rob. He Trojan horse the industry.
All right, Roger, I want you to listen to me right now, all right? I want you to listen to me closely. Nobody cares about Rob.
Yeah.
I do, man. I think a lot of people do.
Look at his portrait. He doesn't even know why he's there.
Nobody cares about Rob. Rob he's like, I understand, like he's very iconic to the whole Nintendo thing, but he's got to go too. He's gone. Nah, he's
Right,
gone.
but you see Rob, you say that about Rob, but the thing is, do people care about Wii Fit Trainer? No.
That's-
no one.
But we
no
Fit
one.
Trainer is something new, man.
So
That's
is Rob. Rob's a
completely
robot that
left
shoots
field.
lasers out of his eyes. Like
That's not new. What? Robots that
Smash
shoot lasers out of their eyes? That's been around for the last 3 billion years.
Are you gonna sit here and argue when you were 11 years old?
Wii
Hello.
Fit Trainer is a regular ass person that's just in great shape. Like, come on. Wii Fit Trainer, that's left field right there.
Well, so is Rob though. No one expected the toy that like they packed in with Nintendo to be in. And on top of that, I think Rob and Game & Watch perfectly fit what Sakurai is looking for in characters, is things that are part of franchises that are not represented but are very important in Nintendo's history. And I think on top of that, a lot of people aren't gonna like necessarily, especially kids, like kids growing up playing Smash Brothers, aren't gonna know who the hell Game & Watch and Rob are, but they're gonna guaranteed look it up online, get their little Nintendo history lesson, and then be inspired to join the video game industry.
You,
It's not a lie. That's
that's
true.
your problem right there. You think people are thirsty for information? No, what? I'm gonna go online and learn something about Nintendo. Learning in 2013? Come on now, 2014.
Jesus.
I'm just trying to pick these characters and play, man.
Exactly. I'm not gonna look up the characters. Oh my lord, my phone's going off.
Okay.
My
You
bad.
guys just heard Shofu's ringtone, whatever that was.
Versace.
Okay. So, all right. So Ike,
This is a gated community.
Ike, listen up.
Man, Ike knows.
Ike, Ricky Cocaine, listen.
I'm here.
All right. Who do you want to see cut?
I always hated Peach.
What?
And
This is what getting so much hate on this.
I always hated Peach. It doesn't matter what anybody says. I would not like to see her there. Zelda,
No,
What?
my God.
Why
she
would
can
you say
stay.
that's the
She
forbidden
can
word?
stay. I'm taking it back because
Nope.
just because I love Sheik so much.
All right.
But really, I don't like Peach. I don't like Ganon, and I don't like Dedede or Olimar. Like they need to disappear with the quickness. And that's pretty much it. I want Snake. I want Snake to stay. I don't know why. I just do. Oh, Jiggly got to go. And yeah, I'm liking. I thought the Brawl roster was pretty strong. I mean, they had a couple of loose ends that they could cut out, but I mean, for the most part, if they take away the characters who I hate and despise the most, this next one's going to be amazing.
Well, the thing though that's interesting though that you mentioned is Zelda because you like her because of Sheik,
Yeah.
and just from the one screenshot, even though it was like dribbled out to us, we have the screenshot of Link doing his up B with the Skyward Sword stuff on it, and obviously Skyloft's the stage. Do you think Zelda's going to get a Skyward Sword redesign? And as people who played Skyward Sword know, there is no Sheik in Skyward Sword. Closest thing is Impa, and she's a totally different character. So do you think we're still going to get Sheik, or do you think she'll still be a transforming character? Like, what do you think about that?
Well, that I don't know because the only version of Zelda that was in Skyward Sword was the little girl version, right?
She's not a little
see
girl,
her.
yeah, but yeah,
She wasn't an adult.
she's a teenager. They're in school.
There was school in Legend of Zelda.
In Skyward Sword? Did you not play the game?
Oh, I remember.
I'm glad I haven't played this game.
I remember. It's been a while. It's been a minute. Okay.
Academy.
Yeah. If they're gonna put Zelda back in, maybe they might just make an homage to that Skyward Sword Zelda, which then does mean that Sheik would have to go, right?
I mean, but that's the thing. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm asking you as a question because, like, I don't want to see her cut. I don't think any of us. I speak for all of us. I think when I say we don't want Sheik gone, right?
I hope so. I hope everybody's on
Shofu?
board with that.
I don't care.
What?
I don't think she'll be going anywhere. I just don't care.
All right, but you don't think she's going anywhere?
No, of course not.
Right, that's what I'm saying, right? So none of us. Well, you said maybe. I'm bringing up the point that maybe, but like, I don't think any of us think she's going anywhere. So do you think they might actually do something like strange and make her an entirely separate character now?
Oh.
That would be different than what we're used to, right? But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on through Sakura's mind. He just, going to interviews and reading pages out of his diary about his suicidal tendencies.
What are you talking about?
Keeps talking about how he wants to die. It's so stressful or whatever. But I mean, outside
What he said he
that,
wants.
Let me clarify that for listeners. He said, the amount of stress I feel in choosing characters, ... It's almost to the brink of death. It's bringing me almost to the brink of death because it's not just a matter of me personally thinking the character's going to be in the game, etc., etc. He did not say, I want to die because this is so hard.
He's not trying to have people riding in the streets.
Right. Right. So then, the only character I think that's left, which I actually think it's interesting, Zeph brought this up. You want Ganondorf gone?
Yeah.
Who do you want to replace him?
And we have Demise. I would want Demise rather than...
oh yeah, that's actually a good call.
See, I'm going to play devil's advocate again because so many people are saying that they want Ganondorf replaced by Demise. It's not like it's this weird thing, and I'm like, I don't know if you guys played Skyward Sword, you just saw Demise's thing and said he was cool, but like literally that character is in Skyward Sword for a good 5 minutes tops. Like the final battle is the only time you see that character. He's not important the rest of the game. There's a separate character. It's Girahim, who's the main bad guy.
There's him. My friend, who is a Ganon main from Melee and even in Brawl, where he's a terrible character in both, he played him religiously, wants Ganon gone. He can't stand it anymore.
Getting smacked every tournament. Shadow getting destroyed.
Exactly. He can't stand losing.
Ganon as a character is he's pretty amazing.
No.
I think he's
Ganon
cool.
is a straight up clone of Captain Falcon, and then they had to like try to tweak him out, and then they made him even worse in Brawl.
And I think
He's a clone.
I kind of agree too that the time for them like retooling him is sort of over. Like I know they're retooling Pit and they're doing things, but the only game that he's had a sword in was Wind Waker, and like yeah, there's a Wind Waker remake coming, so maybe they could bring in Toon Ganon, but without Ganondorf, no way that's happening. So the only thing I could see them doing if they really wanted to retool the character and not have him be a clone, I could see them replacing Ganondorf, but I don't think it'd be with Demise. I'm gonna go on a limb and say it'll be with Ganon, like Pig Ganon.
Okay.
They could make him the size of Bowser or whatever, give him a trident, give him like a magic thing. And on top of that, the sequel for Link to the Past is the big game for the holiday this year. Sequel Link to the Past. And Link to the Past, Ganondorf, hello, is Pig Ganon. And on top of that, they showed Pig Ganon in Nintendo Land recently. They have the Pig Ganondorf came back. Like I said, they're going back to Link to the Past. People have been requesting it for a long time. Sakurai's mentioned he wants retro characters in. I think a lot of people, maybe haven't thought about this, which makes it, I think, even more viable because Sakurai said he goes with stuff that maybe not a lot of people are going to think about. But I'd love to see Ganondorf replaced on the, like, if Ganon gets in his place, like Pig Ganon. And I think that could be cool.
I guess. I don't know. I don't care about Ganon at all.
All right, let's come to a unanimous decision on who we think's leaving, though.
All right.
So what are we gonna do? Are we gonna go through the entire list and just say yes, nay, or?
Let's just take votes on like the questionable characters. So
All right.
like let's not even bother. All right, so Marth, yes, he's staying.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah,
That's not questionable.
I said the whole thing about Lucina.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned Marth because you mentioned Lucina.
Yeah.
Okay, so no, Martha's still good.
All
Game
right,
and Watch, still good.
Yeah,
I say yes.
Yeah, Snake is gone. Ike is gone.
Yeah, I agree. Snake and Ike are both gone. I agree.
Lucario's gone.
Pokemon Trainer's gone.
Pokemon
We can
Trainer's
agree on that?
gone. Yeah.
We might just get a new Pokemon trainer.
Maybe, I
That'd
can
be
see that,
cool.
but I think
I'd like that.
Pokemon
Pokemon
Trainer, as he stands right now, though, is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think we all kind of came to the consensus that we want to see Charizard be a separate character.
Nah, I don't care about that.
Well, we just talked about that for like 10 minutes.
I didn't. There was no consensus.
What, are you kidding?
There was no consensus.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, no kids. All right, fine. So Falco, staying or
Yeah,
gone?
he's staying. What?
Staying.
Don't even speak that
All
man's
right,
name.
all right. Meta Knight, staying or gone?
He's staying. King
Staying?
DDD's probably gonna leave if anything.
I want DDD out.
I want DDD out.
I love DD, but he has to get out of my
Okay,
face.
DDD's gone. Wolf, gone.
Please no.
He better stay.
I don't want him gone, but there's a chance.
All right, so
That's my.
I rather have Wolf than Falco, even though that's crazy talk to most people out there. Because I just thought Wolf was
I'm
great.
not gonna try. I'm gonna like veer us away from that because we had the Wolf Falco discussion last episode.
Wolf
I'm
is
just
so-
gonna say let's come to the consensus that like one of the Fox buddies is probably gonna leave.
No.
Are you saying no from a standpoint that like
No.
you don't believe it, or no from a standpoint of you don't want it to happen?
No.
Just no.
But you'll make up your mind.
Fox
Standpoint
gets
that I don't
replaced by
want
his
it to happen.
dad.
I don't want it to happen.
Okay, fine. Lucario's gone. We all agree.
Yeah.
Lucas,
Don't make it
yes,
sound
no,
like
Maybe.
maybe.
I
Because
thought about
Mother 3 is a huge game, even if Japan doesn't want to recognize how big it is in America.
All right,
Everyone knows about it, kinda.
Rob, gone.
Definitely.
All right, I'm gonna agree with you guys because it's consensus. All right, maybe I could see Rob being gone. All right, and then Toon Link, absolutely, he's gone. Cool.
That's
All right,
about it though.
that's it. Yeah, the rest of the roster is good. None of us think Sonic is going. Let's clarify that.
Yeah, he needs to stay so they can bring more characters. At least one. Give me Knuckles. Not bad.
I think he's gonna get kicked out.
No. Stop it.
You guys think Sonic is gonna get kicked out?
There's
That's
no
only
way.
me.
I don't
I'm
think
the only
so.
one.
He's pretty much a Nintendo character now, isn't he?
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Sonic is here to stay.
Yeah. They have all the rights to him. They might as well put him in another game.
Luigi gonna get kicked
And there's a
out.
new Sonic coming out?
Whoa!
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
This man is saying the most blasphemous things of all time.
Wait,
You're gonna
did
get
he
more
say
hate than
Luigi?
Black Blastoise last
Yeah.
week.
I'm kidding.
Might as well take Mario out, Bob.
We don't need him. He's
Pikachu,
tired. He's been in
Fox,
too many
Kirby.
games.
Kirby's definitely gone. I mean,
All right, reel it in. All right.
yeah. Okay.
So the only other character thing I want to talk about quickly before we go into that big French interview, and we're actually already at like half an hour mark. So for a week that we said there wasn't going to be a lot to talk about, we actually had a lot to talk about. So okay,
Conversational people.
That's
all
why.
it is.
we're personalities.
Yeah.
So the one thing that I do want to bring up, because Sakurai brought it up, this was in the Now Gamer interview from last week, and Sakurai confirmed that the same roster is on both systems. So last episode, we talked about the fact that he said the roster is the same, and we were like, maybe that means roster size. That's a weird translation. I don't know. So this is the second interview we did, and he said, clearly, this is direct quote from Sakurai, fundamentally, we're going to have the same characters on both systems. If there was a character you couldn't play on Wii U, but you could play on 3DS or vice versa, that'd be rough for consumers. So we want players to be able to have the same character experiences on both devices. I don't have a preference whether they own the Wii U version or the 3DS version or both. It's sort of like what I talk about with game creation philosophy itself. I really want the end user, the game player themselves, to find out what they like and really just go with that. So that was his quote. So confirmed, roster's the same. Just bringing it up to put an end to it. Do you think that's a good thing? Do you think that's a bad thing? And to sort of relay that into the next topic, which is that it seems pretty likely now the games aren't coming out at the same time. Which one do you think is going to come first?
I think it's a good thing, and I think the Wii U version is going to come first because I feel that's what he's focusing on the most. Just because
Did he really say that they're not coming out at the same time?
Yeah, it was in one of the interviews he mentioned that because of development time and the problems they're having with 3DS, like getting the ice climbers together and everything else, he did mention specifically that they might not come out. He didn't say for sure that they're not going to, but it sounded kind of likely. And knowing how the Smash games sort of work with like delays and things like that, I think it seems like a pretty sure bet that one of them will come out first.
Well, then I think it's pretty obvious that the Wii U one will come out first.
Right?
What you just told me.
Right. So, like, a lot of people online have been saying, oh, no, it's going to be the 3DS one, but I'm totally in the same boat. I think the Wii U one's got to come, because they need that game to, like, quote-unquote save the Wii U, right? And on top of that, people initially were like, well, I know I don't see 3DS screenshots for the Villager or for Wii Fit Trainer, so maybe that means they're version exclusive. So now that we have official confirmation from Sakurai, the characters are exactly the same, I think the reason we don't have 3DS screenshots is because they're just behind on the 3DS game.
I feel like that's a disjointed marketing ploy, though. Like, why would you? I understand the development thing, but you can just wait till both of them are developed to bring them out at the same time.
See, but I don't think with Smash, I don't think they can wait anymore. I feel like they promised this 2 years ago at E3, like, we're working on Smash, believe it. I just went Naruto on you guys, but it was like, but they clearly said, like, we're working on Smash, and development cycles for these things have usually been like 2 years, 2.5 years. So I could see them, like, just because of the way they phrased it in the trailer, just going with a big 2014. I could see like a summer release, maybe just before E3 or right after E3 for the Wii U version, and then hold off the 3DS one until the holidays.
That would make me happy. Well,
me too.
I was gonna say is it's probably nothing, but on Amazon they had Smash 4 for the Wii U listed on June 15th, 2014.
That'd be beautiful. That's less than a year from now.
Such a long time.
Are you kidding me? We'll have X and Y in like 3 months. It's okay.
I know. Are you kidding? Like, X and Y is going to be here. A lot of us, I know you guys aren't, but like a lot of us are playing through Animal Crossing right now. So there's a lot of good stuff that's out. And then on top of that, you got good like the new Donkey Kong Country looks really good for Wii U. That looks really good. I don't really care about the Mario stuff, but the new Donkey Kong Country looks good.
Am I crazy? But do the graphics look the same as when they were on the Wii, though?
I don't know. It looks the same to me.
The backgrounds are like way more detailed now.
What game are you talking about?
The new DK.
Oh, I didn't play that.
We should get back on topic.
Yeah.
So all right, so Ike, you're the last one. Do you think the games are coming out? Like, what do you think is coming out first? And like, what do you think about like the same roster thing? Because you didn't mention anything.
Well, same roster thing. That's perfect. That's a good move. As for them coming out at different times, that just feels awkward to me. But you better believe that it'd be a smart move to have the Wii U one come out first, because I just feel like Smash is a home console game first and foremost, and then this added ability to play it anywhere and it being portable like on the 3DS is just like that's just an added benefit. But really, I hope he comes out with the Wii U one first, and then people with 3DSs can get the 3DS version whenever. I don't have a 3DS, that's why I'm biased.
All right, so 3DS one coming last. You heard it here first. We all believe it. I think it's going to happen. All right, so All right, this is on to like the meatiest thing. So, first off, before that, because I just mentioned and someone texted me this, he confirmed in the same interview about like them not coming out at the same time potentially. He confirmed that there is online play.
Okay.
So none of us, I think, expected there wouldn't be, but he confirmed it, and a bunch of people were like, "Oh yay, there's online play," but we already knew that. So
I'm waiting for the phrase "good online play" to come out of his mouth.
well, that good segue, very good segue, because that transfers us into that French interview. So I'm gonna grab just really quickly a link to the GAF thread right here. Boom.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised nobody asked him about that.
Yeah, because there's a lot of information that was in this interview. So this was with a French website, Puissance, and I guess they sat down with Sakurai to talk about a bunch of stuff in it, including a bunch of stuff: balance patches, DLC, stage hazards. He basically said that PlayStation All Stars is trash. We already knew that.
Mm-hmm.
He confirmed there's going to be data transferred between the games. He debunked crossplay. So the one thing about the All Stars game for the PlayStation 1, whatever it's called, the thing about that is you could play it on the Vita and you could play it on the PS3, and he said that's not going to be possible with the 3DS and the Wii U ones. So you'll only be able to play Wii U with the Wii U and the 3DS ones against the 3DS things. And the other thing he talked about was that the cutscenes in the game, they're going to be like during adventure mode or whatever, they're going to be included from the beginning of the game. Because he said that he was mad that people leaked everything on YouTube the day Smash Brothers Brawl came out, and they just basically played through Subspace. And he said those I don't know what he expected.
Yeah.
I mean, but he was upset that the videos were all released basically the same day, and he doesn't want to see that happen with the new games. So he's just gonna put them all in immediately. So there's a lot of stuff that this interview covered, and props right now to Krotofan, I think I'm saying that right, who translated this on the GAF thread. Shofu, you could put that in the show notes, and I'll be able to put it in the iTunes subscription. So yeah, first thing let's talk about, which I think we talked about before the show. It's huge. Actually, maybe we should save this. So let's talk about the other big thing, which is DLC. So him confirming that there's none planned, but they're not opposed to it. So do you think that they're going to do it? Like, do you think they're actually going to go and go full-on DLC for these games?
I wouldn't mind. I mean, the only I haven't bought DLC for a game in a long time, and Smash isn't one I wouldn't mind buying DLC for just because I like that game a lot. So it's fine with me.
It adds to the longevity of the video game, so I mean, it's a smart move. Keeps it new, keeps people wanting to play it more. But the fact that he said he's not planning for it right now, that's a beautiful thing, because it means we're gonna get a full game. It's not gonna be some.
Well, he said he's focusing on putting everything he can into the actual game without having to download stuff,
which is beautiful. Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Okay.
And there it is.
There it is.
Exposed.
So yeah, I think same. Or what was the other one? The Street Fighter X Tekken or whatever. They had it on disc. It was like, "Hello, you are horrible people." So yeah, I mean that is good news. I agree with you. I think it's great that they're trying to pack it all in on the same disc. But I also think the reason they're not thinking about DLC right now is like there's really nothing else. I mean they've already entered the planning phases of all these characters, and especially if they're hoping to like implement balance patches, I think DLC is something that's like way off.
Well,
let's talk about these balance patches then.
Let's do that first.
Right. Yeah. So this is probably the biggest news I think we could all agree that came out of this interview, outside of maybe the crossplay stuff and the DLC stuff, is the fact that he is actually, for the first time, Sakurai has acknowledged balance patches. So for those of you guys who don't know what those are, which are all two of you, balance patches are basically when a fighting game comes out, there's a character that's broken.
Meta Knight.
Let's say Meta Knight. Yeah, right.
What else can you say?
I can say a lot of characters.
I was gonna use characters from like Street Fighter or whatever, but like a character's broken and they can go in and actually patch the game. So they actually could do this with the Wii one, because people did it with Project M. So you can actually patch the Wii one. They just didn't. But
Project M did it in a very interesting manner.
Right. Maybe not the most legal of manners, but they did it. But that then brings up the fact that since he is acknowledging balance patches, he's clearly thinking about, for I think the first time since probably Melee, the competitive side, which we can all agree is very good.
I don't know how I feel about that, though.
Well, what do you mean?
I mean, because who determines what's broken and what's not? Obviously, the competitive players.
Yeah.
But like, okay, well, at the same time, would a non-competitive player even care if something was patched? My original point was going to be that means that all that kind of stuff falls into the competitive players, and that they pretty much dictate what happens and what doesn't happen.
Yeah, that was a good point.
But then again, at the same time, this is supposed to be a game for everybody. So like, what if I'm a regular ass guy? I want something changed. Like, there's definitely more players that don't play competitively that do play competitively.
Well, honestly, the competitive players know better than the casual players than what's good for the game.
How does who says what?
See, I think this is where Sakurai's stuff about balancing himself comes in. Because he's been talking about, with this one, we mentioned this in the last episode, about how he's playing multiplayer matches by himself at lunch, and he's really working hard, more than anything else, to balance these characters before patches, before DLC. This was like before he said anything about patches or DLC. He mentioned that he wants to balance the characters on disc as well as he can. And obviously some things slip through the cracks. I mean, you could see with Brawl, there are some clearly broken things in Brawl. People could even argue in Melee.
Well, yeah, Melee, of course.
Of course, with the wave dashing and everything. But the thing is, like, I kind of in agreement with Shofu, is I think who decides that, right? Because there's going to be players out there who is like some guy playing with his younger brother, and his younger brother's going to spam Meta Knight, but the younger brother's not going to have a good time playing the game unless he's able to play with some broken Meta Knight,
It's another thing I was talking about. Like, what if like a bunch of noobs. I'm just gonna say noobs. I don't know who will be offended by that, but anyways, noobs. What
if we haven't already offended people by saying Peach should go? I think like
what if enough people that even though they're completely wrong about something, like even if in competitive gaming, it wouldn't be a problem, but in casual play it's a problem or whatever. What if enough people gather to and go to Sakurai and complain about something? Would they be able to get some change even though they don't play competitively? Like that's what I'm saying, because it's a game for everybody.
Something I wanted to say earlier, which I could use here. Sakurai does recognize the competitive scene. He intentionally put L canceling in Melee because he had it in Smash 64,
right?
And he's talked about it, so he knows that there's depth to his games. So I think he would know who knows what they're talking about and who doesn't. Because there's going to be someone who says, like, Fox's up smash hitbox is bigger than his body. And then someone's going to say Samus's final smash is broken.
But that's the thing, though. Isn't he trying to please everybody?
And that actually brings up another good point with the balance stuff. We could maybe touch on this. We could touch on this maybe in the item section. But final smashes, because people in the community are like, oh yeah, they need to balance final smashes, just like you said. But the thing is, I'm like, who in the community is saying that? Because like, if you frequent Smash boards, I'm pretty sure you're not going to see people going, oh, they need to balance final smashes. They're just going to be like, oh yeah, we're going to turn final smashes off. End of it. Like, end of story. You know what I mean? But do you think they're actually going to take the time to balance final smashes to make them like supers? Because this is, you know what, we're just going to touch on it because it's related to what we're talking about.
That'll never happen.
Well, hear me out, though, is that people who are outsiders to the community, people who play Street Fighter, who play Tekken, maybe not Tekken, but Street Fighter specifically, is a good example, is the entire way that people play competitive play with Street Fighter comes down to turtling, comes down to balance, dive kicks, and super moves, saving for super moves. And they have to fight for super moves. I mean, turtling is just as much of a viable, competitive standpoint, I think, arguably, I know people are going to disagree with me, as fighting for the Smash Ball. I mean, if you have two people on a stage by themselves fighting for the Smash Ball, we already know, I mean, it takes skill to hit that. It's not like you could just spam something unless it spawns in the right area. Hear me out, though. And unless it spawns in a weird area, like, people still need to fight for Smash Balls. So if they balance final smashes, do you think that could actually become a viable part of competitive play?
You're drunk. That's what.
I'm not saying I believe it. I'm just addressing something.
The thing in games like Street Fighter is equal opportunity. Everybody has a meter that builds up gradually. Yeah. In Smash Bros, if I'm Pit, I can stand across the stage and just shoot it with my arrows. Like it's not gonna be, it's not fair. Like different characters are gonna have different advantages, and it's just. I don't know.
They could have handled it better, but I'm gonna have to mention Project M again just because it's a beautiful game. Lucario has a meter system built into him where he does X amount of damage, and he'll have a pre-charged super strong aura sphere that he can fire off. So that would be the only way it could be
Yeah, that'd be
competitively
cool.
viable.
That'd be
All right, I can see
that's
that.
interesting implementation. Yeah, I like that idea.
I like that too. But
But
the
this-
problem with that, though, is we've already seen Smash Balls
Yeah.
Yeah,
in the
it's
trailer, so
back,
we already know
yeah.
they're coming back, right?
There's
So
no way that can be competitively viable. Like
Right.
the way the system is right now, no way. And then I could just, if I grab it, I could just beat you up and then save it for like your last stock, destroy you in one hit, like no. And then it kills you. It takes like a whole stock away. Supersonic killing people 3 times before it
yeah,
goes away.
Supersonics
Hell
is broken.
no.
Though. Supersonics is broken on the level of like Meta Knight. Like that was maybe not as bad as Meta Knight, but close. You know. But I think because we all seem to kind of come to an agreement on the fact that like it's not going to be viable with Smash Balls. But then, if that's the case and they implement these balance patches, does that mean they're going to implement them? Because I'm pretty sure Sakurai reads like stories on Smash, but I don't think he frequents Smash boards. Like
No.
I don't think Sakurai has an account on Smash boards and is seeing threads about people wanting like Simon Belmont in Smash. Like I don't think people, and I don't think he really cares, to be honest. I think
He said he looks for fan requests, but
Right.
it's too late because he's already putting stuff in the game by the point he decides to go look. So I don't know why he's doing that.
Right. So if that's the case, then he already has this map basically laid out of what characters are going to be in. He already knows characters that we don't know that are going to be newcomers, obviously, who are going to be unlockables, who are going to be characters in the game, and then how he's balancing them now without the community's input. And I think after the community's input, obviously, it's going to be way different. I mean, I think Sakurai thought he was doing a good thing when he made Meta Knight. I think like he was.
He was.
Honestly, I think he was thinking like, okay, this is a good thing. Like I'm making this cool light character that could actually be competitively viable.
Everybody likes
And then-
that.
Yeah, and then
So
it
at least.
became broken, and it became this big mess. But I think he thought that he was doing a good thing. I don't think he was looking to break the game, obviously. So then,
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
You don't know that the game is broken or a particular character is broken until there's someone out there who can exploit something.
Exactly.
right.
That's where they messed up. They didn't have. I guarantee they didn't have like. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know how I would explain myself, so I'm just gonna stop. So yeah. Anyways.
But that basically means, I mean, balance patches, I think we can all agree, are nothing but a good thing. I mean, that's a great thing that he's even acknowledging this now.
Yeah, that's a
You
good
should-
thing.
you
It's a
should-
good thing. It's more of a
should
good thing. than a
stop.
bad thing.
Wasting time with this idea of balance patches. You should go find the cats who are making Project M. And
Yes,
all
what he
these-
should.
Yeah.
He should just bring
Honestly,
in a bunch of competitive players to play for like
Right.
2 weeks.
I think
Have-
that comes down to though like closed development of most Japanese studios. Like
Yeah,
they're
I know.
and on top of that too, I'm gonna trust the development of this game. I think I trust it more than I did with Brawl, because Brawls was a mishmash of like a bunch of companies. Many of them never made fighting games before. Like a lot of them, you wouldn't even know developed Smash Brothers. You have to like look in the credits and be like, whoa, they helped develop like Monolith Soft, which made Xenoblade, which is a JRPG, and made Xenosaga. Like no fighting game experience helped with Brawl. And
Yeah.
you're like, hello, who thought this was a good idea? And I mean, I love Monolith Soft, I love their games, but like obviously that was probably not the best choice for a development studio. But the thing with Namco, knowing they're behind this, it's like they know their stuff. Like they listen to the Tekken community. They know, you know, how to balance characters. And I feel like this goes into the next topic I think too, is online netcode, because we were mentioning online play. And like how it's going to be viable, and how Sakurai said he wants to make it where it's actually usable and not the garbage that Brawl has right now. But I think that sort of brings into the same conversation the fact that you have characters online, and the balancing of said characters are all being developed in-house by a studio that already knows how to do it. So who's like, back to even what Shofu said, who's to say that those characters that are being developed by this studio that makes nothing but fighting games aren't balanced? Like, even if someone does exploit it, like, should that exploit be fixed? Because people would argue that wave dashing should have just, even though it was a glitch, been stayed. I mean, stayed, what am I saying? Should have been, again, it's late, but wave dashing should have been kept in Brawl.
well, the thing with wave dashing is it's not even a glitch. All it is air dashing towards the ground, or air dodging towards the ground diagonally, and then it pushes you forward. So
I mean,
the
but
reason
people
It's like
it's
an
not
own technique or something.
the whole reason it's
Right.
in Brawl, it's not in Brawl, is because they don't have the directional air dodge.
That's true.
This is where the negative stuff comes in, though. Is like this the only possible negative side of this balance patch thing is like, what if there's something like that people then go, whoa, this is a cool new aspect of the battle system that we could really like, that the entire community, not just like one person playing one character exploits, but the whole community, everyone playing melee wave dashes, everyone. If you can do it,
Of course, it's a
I mean, of
necessary
course,
technique.
exactly. So that's what I'm saying is that if something like wave dash happens to come out of Smash
Oh,
4.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? And then like
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that comes out of Smash 4, the community goes, "Wow, this is cool. This is a cool new exploit, whatever." But Sakurai goes, "Whoa, this wasn't meant to be in there," and he notices, and then they take it out.
Okay,
Like,
well,
they-
if he patches it immediately, then I don't think there'll be a problem. It's when people get used to it that then there's a problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If he patches it like day one, oh my gosh, you can freaking jump 5 times past that shit ASAP, and then there's no problem.
You know, though, day one, Mew3 is going to be sitting there trying to find an exploit. So the exploit will be known by the community long before Sakurai even has a chance to patch something.
You think so?
Of course.
Long before?
Are you kidding? This is Smash Brothers we're talking about.
Long before?
Long before.
How long before? How
Like
much-
days. Like I'm sure someone will have the
That's
game
plenty of
early.
time to that.
Before the game is even out. People were leaking Brawl's character list before the game was even out in Japan.
Well,
People knew Wolf was in the game weeks before, not weeks, but like a week before Brawl came out.
there were competitive players who went to go playtest Brawl, and not playtest it, but demo it at a big gaming event. I don't know what it is,
Right.
but what they did was they just tried to do text from Melee, and that game was running on Melee's engine, so it was possible at the time, and then they changed it to Brawl's engine.
Oh my god. That makes me want to cry.
That would have been crazy. I wanted that.
Yeah, I want to see that beta of Brawl.
Yeah, that sounds crazy.
Unleash that.
Project M is right there, though, so never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. I never knew that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why we have Zeph on the show.
Dude, oh my gosh, Meta Knight.
Words of wisdom.
All right, anyways.
All right. Well, I think that pretty much covers everything. I mean, we talked about balance patches. I think this was, we can all agree, a pretty slow news week in terms of daily pictures.
Yeah,
But
we didn't get
actually,
anything.
top it, the interview stuff, all these interviews, there's a lot of good stuff in here. I mean, there's stuff that we're not even discussing because we've talked about it on the previous episode. So, like, if there's something that you guys are just tuning in, this is the first one you listen to, and you're like, well, you didn't talk about this. It's like, go listen to episode 1, because that was an hour and a half long mess. So, there's something in there. If we didn't touch on it this week, it's there. So is there anything else you guys want to talk about before we leave? Like,
Did
I
we
think in
talk
terms of-
about the music?
oh yeah, thank you. So Sakurai mentioned in that big French interview that he's looking to bring back original composers of songs for those songs' implementation in New Smash Brothers. So like the Dr. Wily theme, he wants to bring back like the Mega Man 2 guy who originally composed it. You know, bring back Koji Kondo to do all the stuff for Mario songs. And this is, from what I've read, is sort of getting mixed reaction because some people want to say, you know, leave the original music as it is, just implement it and do like just sort of like an updated version of it, sort of like what they did. What you can hear clearly in the trailer, I almost said Brawl, but for Smash 4, you can clearly hear like the Wily music is pretty much the same. There's not much that's remixed. It's literally just like
It's
a
just
new
not
guitar.
8-bit music.
Right. So this essentially, for me personally, I'm excited for this because I feel like the remixes are sort of what one of the reasons why I didn't like Brawl as much as Melee. I know like people who play competitively are probably like, you're crazy, whatever, you don't know what you're talking about. But you know, I'm a music guy. I always have been a music guy. And I was just literally I'm on the train back from the Street Pass Chicago event today. I was listening to the Smashing Live CD that they put in with Nintendo Power that had all the Melee music that was used in the stages and like done by a live orchestra. And those songs were hardly touched. Those are just orchestrated remixes of original 8-bit songs. And I feel like that matches Smash so much more than some of the weird remix stuff they were doing with Brawl. And I know some people are going to like throw me at the stake for this, but I believe it. Like, I want to hear what you guys think of that. Like, do you think bringing back the original composers is a good thing? Like, do you want to hear more of the stuff that you remember as a kid, or do you want to hear them like remix and do crazy stuff? Like mash up the Song of Storms from Zelda with like the underground theme from Mario 2.
Well, I want to read this thing Sakurai said right here about the music. He said, "I think it's a matter of respect. I have a lot of respect for all the characters and how far these games, or how all of these games have affected people so far while playing them. I believe that music played an important role in these games, and so to please the fans of these games and the original series, we have to recreate the same music so that it corresponds to their desires and expectations." So it sounds like he's just gonna make the music updated.
And I like that. But like, do you guys want that, or like, do you care even?
So long as it's good.
I don't
alright.
want any like crazy remix. I mean, like,
Some of the stuff in Brawl was like messed up. I mean, specifically, one thing I'm thinking of, there was a Legend of Zelda, the main theme of Legend of Zelda. When you listen to it in Melee, and then you listen to it in Brawl, even though Brawl came out like what 7 years later, the Melee one sounds leagues better, despite the fact they're both MIDI files. Like it sounds leagues better. It sounds like a real orchestra. Whereas the one that is in Brawl sounds like someone did it on their keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
So, using like the orchestra app or whatever, Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm happy for it, but Shofu, Ike, what do you think?
For me personally, so long as it sounds good, then I'm fine with it. I mean, I don't really see the point of making it. I don't know. I don't know, honestly. Like, for me, the music, it was an interesting aspect to the game, but it's not a big deal. It really isn't.
I'm indifferent.
Indifferent?
Yeah.
All right, then we're gonna do one more thing. We're gonna talk about one more thing because I just noticed this in the interview and I'm surprised I did not touch on it. But he mentioned in that interview with the French website. Oh shoot! I just scrolled. Okay, here we go. French website says, "Will the new Super Smash Bros. Have players created content, or with a stage or character editor?" And Sakurai says, "I'm sorry, I can't talk about this for the moment," instead of flat out denying it. So, for one, do you think the stage editor from Brawl is going to be back?
Yeah.
And two, character editor, do you think that's kind of... Because obviously they're not going to be like, oh, you can create your own character, yeah. Like,
You should have asked this question separately.
But they should have asked it separately, but they didn't. So we got to just take it as it was. With the character editor stuff, do you think Mii's?
No.
Maybe that's what he means? Like,
No.
you're going to have a Mii and just have a standard Mii moveset and implement your own, like, have Hitler fight Jesus, fight Tom Selleck? Or, like, what's going on?
That's what I've been waiting for all this time.
Tom Selleck.
They're not doing it. They're not doing it.
I don't think so.
I don't put it past them. After We Fit, this guy's he's ready to do whatever it takes. So yeah, Mii's seem more viable than just like, I don't know, mismatching character heads and bodies together and making some random creation out of that with some set character's moveset or whatever.
And I'm sure they're not going to have editable movesets, like, for character editors, especially not with, like, all the balance stuff we were just talking about. There's not going to be like, oh, you could put Meta Knight's Tornado on Kirby and then see what happened. Like, it's not going to happen, like, obviously. Well, I guess that does happen when Kirby... That's a really horrible example because Kirby sucks up Meta Knight and gets that, so really bad example. But yeah, I'll say this. If Mii's are in the next Smash Brothers... I guarantee, and obviously, because he said that he wants to do for all the new characters like a CG video, obviously they're going to use Reggie's Mii. Obviously.
Yeah, Reggie had an interview anyway, saying if Sakurai wanted him in the Smash Bros. Game, he'd have nothing against it.
Right. And I mean, he didn't outright deny it, so something tells me there's like a trailer out there that someone developed of Mii's, and they use little Reggie's Mii, and it says, like, I'm the Reginator, or my body is ready, or something. So it's going to happen. Mii's are going to happen.
That's going to be it'll be interesting to see if he actually does do that. Because it'd be like, it'd just be all the Wii Sports moves
Baseball
or something.
Bat.
Bowling ball, the swords from Wii Sports Resort, the hang gliders from Pilot Wings.
I could see it work only if it was like a side character, not like a main cast kind of person.
Yeah. Wait, what'd you say, Shofu?
So you might as well give him a tennis racket too.
Yeah, of course. Well, then maybe there you go. See, that's a perfect way to wrap up the show. You replace Peach with
No.
kidding.
This man's. Oh my lord. My
I'm
soul,
kidding.
My
I'm
soul's
kidding.
getting very
Replace Peach with Cooking Mama.
Well, you know what would be cool?
Hey, I'd be down with that. Cooking Mama.
Cooking Mama would be hilarious. Actually, I wouldn't have anything against Cooking Mama. What I was gonna say though is what I think would be a really funny final smash for the Mii that I don't think a lot of people would think about. I'm sure a lot of people would be like, oh yeah, you just have a flood of Miis, so all the Miis that are in your plaza just like flood the stage. But what I think would be really funny is the Miis are like the main characters in the Pilot Wings game for 3DS, and you could crash your plane, and that would be awesome if the Miis like jumped in a plane and then just kamikazed onto the stage.
References, yeah, that wouldn't be a good look for Japan.
No, but it would still be cool. It would be a cool final smash, I think. What else? Is there anything else to talk about? I think we're good. Yes?
Yeah.
All right.
I think
so
we covered it, yeah.
All right, so thank you guys so much for listening, I guess. Thankfully, we kept this pretty short. I think it's only about an hour. But thanks a lot for listening. Thank you, by the way, to everyone who noticed that the opening theme is Attack on Titan. That got like a ton of people talking. I could not believe that. So we're going to keep that. That's going to be our main theme from now on. Guren no Yamiga or whatever. That's going to be our main theme. And the ending theme we're going to switch up every week. So you're about to hear something from like a remix of this dude named Mesmonium who does amazing remixes of Animal Crossing, Street Fighter, Metroid stuff. So that's what you're going to listen to for the ending theme this week. But it switches up. So if you guys have a suggestion for our ending theme, let us know. Because we're not changing that opening theme because it's boss. So who wants to close out the show? Who wants to say the last word? Oh. Where can people find us? Once again, say your Twitters, everything like that.
I might just make a Twitter.
You need to. People got to ask questions, man.
It's just gonna be at Zeph something. I'll give it to Shofu before he uploads it.
Cool. Ike?
You can find me twitter.com/RickyCocaine.
Did you actually make that?
I'm making it as we speak.
Oh,
And there it is.
As we speak.
And there it is.
All right. Confirmed on the show. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
And then Shofu, yours is official Shofu. And mine is Rogers Base. So
And, Black's not here, but you can find him in the club. So
Black. All right, so thank you guys so much for listening. And also, by the way, thank you to everyone subscribing on iTunes. To all the people who listened on Shofu's channel. This became pretty big. I wasn't expecting the reaction this quick. So thank you guys so much. If you have a suggestion for an upcoming episode, something you wanted to talk about, that's the whole reason we sort of threw in the final Smash Ball thing, because I saw a couple people wanted to talk about that. So if you have suggestions for, like I said, closing themes or other things for us to talk about, put them on the comments. But until then, I guess we are Ghost. So talk to you guys later.
Japan no time. Okay, so Shofu, never. I know how much you hate Olimar or whatever, but never judge a book by its cover. I got a small story. I got a friend. He goes by the name of Sullivan Richards. All right, and me and him, we got a little rivalry. I talk smack, he talks smack back, and then I slide over to the spot, his house, and we handle things like men. We square off. So among our circle of friends, we're the best. Everybody else is rubbish.
Hey. I'm pretty good.
Okay, but you're not among the circle of friends.
All right,
Roger.
continue.
Can you calm
What?
down?
Hello?
Okay.
Yes, I am. Okay, continue.
So, well, you're above Sullivan. Anyways, among the people that me and Sullivan know, we are the best, and everybody else is rubbish. So, as you can guess, it gets real boring fighting the same dude over and over again. They get real predictable and whatnot. So imagine one day he turns to me out the blue. He says, Ricky, I know a guy. He might be competition. I said, competition? Sullivan, you better stop smoking them cocaine cigars I give you.
Oh my God.
He said,
What are you saying?
he said, pay attention real quick. This dude plays with Omar, and I swear to you everything. He'll come in your house, he'll kill your wife, he'll kill your children,
Stop. Oh my God.
castrate your pride, and then he'll slip out like a ninja.
I don't understand
Okay.
why you're telling me the story right now. Olimar's one of the best characters in the game. I know this already. I just don't like him.
Dude, I'm just trying to tell you why he's gonna stay.
No, I know why he's gonna stay.
He's not gonna stay because Sullivan Richards says he needs to stay. He's gonna stay.
All I said
Baby.
was I don't like him because all of his attacks look similar. He's one of the best. He's like the second best character in the game. I know this already, but I don't like him.
Dude, I don't know. Even though you don't like him, you gotta learn to like him.
No, I don't.
You gotta learn.
No.
I mean,
And that's a wrap.
it's
I don't know where you can edit that in. I don't know where you can edit that in,
Shofu.
Shofu, but you can edit that in some way.